Chapter 1. It Falls Apart. Wars weren't something that came on suddenly. They began as minor irritations that ultimately metastasized into malignant forces like cancers devouring logic and reason. Across the globe, nations dealt with internal strife and civil unrest. There was no goodwill amongst the people and their leaders. The foundations of once democratic societies, built upon principles of respect for human rights and freedoms, shifted to being erected on moral and religious identities, stoked by the greed of the global elite. The apex of wealth, those residing in the top echelons of society, had long since cracked the code on wielding influence over the masses, employing the cover of clandestine organizations and confidential meetings. They devised elaborate schemes to not just safeguard, but also proliferate their power and affluence. The contingency plans they concocted covered apocalyptic scenarios of every conceivable sort, from natural disasters to man made catastrophes. They built impregnable fortresses, subterranean havens, and secluded settlements, fortified against the very cataclysms they had a hand in precipitating. The cruel irony was not lost on those who knew. The elites were insulating themselves from the conditions they had been instrumental in bringing about. When the Earth shook and underwent seismic shifts from the asteroid, the climate change plunged the planet into prolonged periods of cold and darkness. Sunlight became the next highly sought commodity. Possessing the cutting edge technology to harness this prized resource, the elite pivoted, capitalizing on the few patches of Earth where the sun's rays still broke through the pervasive dust and clouds. They commenced large scale operations to capture and store solar energy. Emboldened by their supposed philanthropy, they christened themselves the luminaries. But altruism was hardly their guiding principle. The luminaries hoarded the best solar energy for themselves, releasing just enough scraps to the common folk to keep them dependent and desperate. This insidious cycle of need and supply ensured the luminaries remained indispensable, their power unchallenged. The solar farms became more than just generators of energy. They transformed into fortresses of control, towering citadels that also monopolized other essential resources. In regions shrouded in perpetual darkness, the soul withered and died, incapable of sustaining even the hardiest of crops. Consequently, food imports surged, and the cost of which skyrocketed to unimaginable levels. Now, the basic human necessities, food, water, and light, were rationed like wartime supplies, becoming luxuries that most could scarcely afford. In this bleak landscape, currency lost its meaning, supplanted by a more fundamental metric of wealth and power: the ability to access these vital resources. The disparity between the haves and have nots was no longer just a societal issue, it was a matter of life and death. And so the world teetered on the precipice, a tinderbox awaiting a spark. It was a reality born out of human failings, but within this setting lay the seeds for a new dawn, a new hope. It was in this world that Elle would step, her journey irrevocably tied to the struggles and dreams of humanity on the brink.